Greetings from Spain. We are here for the fifth and final one of the pillars of Islam, the Hajj, or the pilgrimage. There's a lot of details about this one. I'm not going to go into every one of them, otherwise the video would be much too long. But let's go ahead and touch on some basic, interesting facts about the Hajj, or the pilgrimage. Let me begin by saying the pilgrimage is nothing at all like any pilgrimage that any Christians, including Catholic or Orthodox Christians, may have done, because it has to be done during a very certain time of the year, which is during the Islamic month of Dhu al-Hijjah, which is, and then, even then, from the days 8th to the 13th. So it's very, very particular and very specific. The Hajj is special because a person has to enter into a state of ritual purity in order to engage in it. That stage is called Ihram. And this pilgrimage has a special way of dressing, which is a white robe for men or a white robe with a white head covering for women. The main events during the Hajj surround the lives of the Prophet Abraham, and including some things relating to Hagar and to his son Ishmael. The central thing, of course, is the sacrifice of Abraham's son. In the Bible, according to Jews and Christians, that would have been Isaac, but according to the Islamic tradition in the Quran, it is in fact Ishmael. And this is a way that Abraham had of proving his great faith in his absolute obedience to Allah. This Hajj is very detailed and very precise. It has a lot of very particular elements to it that other pilgrimages and other religions would not have. The most well-known element of the Hajj is the circumambulation. That's a fancy word. It just means walking around the Kaaba. The Kaaba is that big black cube. Literally, that's what Kaaba means. In Arabic, it means cube. That is there at that enormous mosque in Mecca. And people have to walk around it counterclockwise 7 times. So oftentimes, if you're watching the news or you see something on an international news website and they have a picture of the Hajj, that's what they're going to show you. They're going to show you the people, all of them dressed in white, walking around the Kaaba. But there are other elements and things that people do. For example, there is the running back and forth between 2 hills, which you have to do quickly. Now, fortunately, today, all of those are indoors. The Saudi government has spent a great deal of money building up the infrastructure of the city of Mecca. As a scholar, I think it's very unfortunate because it means that they basically destroyed any kind of archaeological evidence we could ever get in terms of what Mecca historically looked like. But anyway, that's me. They're concerned with other things. There's also a ritual where you go by these 3 pillars and you have to cast stones at them, which represents throwing stones at the devil. And you're supposed to, at least once or twice, get your hair either shaved or trimmed, which is, again, signifying that ritual purity. Many people will go to the Zamzam well, which, according to Islamic tradition, provided water miraculously for baby Ishmael when he was thirsty. And oftentimes people will fill up a bottle and take it back to their home country and use it kind of as holy water or enchanted water or something like that. Anyway, there's a lot of stuff. It's a very complicated ritual. One of the main aspects, though, is Eid al-Adha, which means in Arabic, the feast, the sacrifice, or maybe the feast of the offering. And that really is about Abraham offering his son. But then at the last minute being told, no, don't do it, Abraham, you have been obedient. But we need a whole video on Eid al-Adha because it is one of the 2 great holy days of Islam. And like I said, it deserves its own video. So that's the other point, that the Hajj is very detailed, very precise. There's a lot of stuff you have to do. But there's a couple of other things. Any Muslim who is able to afford it has to do this one time during their life. However, and this is something that a lot of people are not aware of, if you physically are not able to go yourself, or you cannot afford to go if you're poor, you can hire someone to do the Hajj for you. So there's a whole industry of people that is their profession. They do the Hajj every year for other people in other countries who, because of medical reasons or financial reasons, are not able to go themselves. There is a long-running Islamic tradition that once you do the Hajj, the pilgrimage, that all of the sins that you've committed before the Hajj, they are forgiven. So this is a temptation for some Muslims to kind of wait until later in their life, because imagine that, just all of your debts and all of your credit card balance and everything just goes away. So it's pretty fantastic. Um, Finally, well, not finally, but two other points that I want to make. Many Muslims, once they go on the Hajj, people around them will treat them with a great deal of respect, especially if they've come from far away. So they will get the new title, Haji. So if you ever hear someone referred to as Haji, that means that they have gone on the Hajj. They are a pilgrim, which is literally what Haji means. And so that's what we have to say about the Hajj. It's very important, very significant, and it is considered to be, in terms of the complexity of the pillar, I think it's probably the most complex of the five pillars of Islam. Thank you so much for coming on this journey with me through the five pillars of Islam. I really enjoyed it. I have put some links down below to two maps that will give you an idea, because you're kind of going around the geography of Mecca. Um, and it'll give you an idea of the different elements and some of the other rites or ceremonies that have to be done during the Hajj. As always, thank you for being an ambassador. Thank you for having a heart for Muslims. Leave any questions or comments down below. God bless you.